Hello, my spooky friends. I'm Coral. Welcome to my channel. I'm here today with the books that I ended up buying in September. Actually, there's not a whole shitload, so this video isn't gonna be like 30 minutes long like normal. I don't know, is that good? Is that bad? First here, I've got a stack of some Goosebumps books. Yeah, because I've been, trying to rebuild that collection. Not that I had all of them, but I had quite a few when I was a kid. I'm not gonna go through the synopsises of these, just because that would make this a really long video. But first, I have the first volume of the Reader Beware You Choose the Scare, which is the Choose Your Own Adventure books. I had a couple of these when I was a kid. I think I had like the Batwing Hall one, and I feel like I had one where they were in the jungle. I don't know. Anyways, I didn't have this one. This is Escape from the Carnival of Horrors, and this is number 1. They have these good holographic covers. Then I have number 18, which is Monster Blood, number 2, whereas those ones were my daughter's favorites when she was little, when we first started watching Goosebumps, and she would call it Monker Blood. Monkers. Then we have number 26, which is My Hairiest Adventure. Number 40, The Night of the Living Dummy, number 3. Number 56, The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. That one's got a good cover. And of course, issue 58, which is Deep Trouble number 2. Even deeper trouble. They should have called it that. Then I have a book that I pre-ordered. It came in this month. This is To Offer Her Pleasure by Ali. I think it's CA. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to read you the synopsis of this. It's short and sweet. After the death of his father and his mother taking off, it becomes clear to Ben that the only thing he can count on is no one to count on, until he finds the book, the one that calls forth a shadowy horned figure. She comes with unexpected gifts and the comfort of a dependable presence. She asks for very little in return, really. The more Ben offers her, the easier it gets. Sometimes family requires more than a little sacrifice. Oh my god, I'm reading this in October. I can't wait. I fucking love a novella, you guys. It's just the perfect bite of a book, and I really have been saving most of the novellas that I own for October. I started doing that last year. It worked out so well because I was able to cram pack so many fucking spooky things into my life. And so it came out at the perfect time for me to be able to read it next month, and I just can't wait. Then I have a couple weird medical nonfiction books. This is The Woman with a Worm in Her Head and Other True Stories of Infectious Disease by Dr. Pamela Nagami. I didn't know it when I ordered this, but I have one of her other books that I haven't read. And it's also about like insect bites and infection and stuff like that. So yeah, this is what it's about. Strange medical cases, infections, diseases. I really love stuff like that. Okay, so then also I have The Medical Detectives, which is by Burton Roche, something like that. And this is kind of like if the TV show Howls was like a book, because this is, medical detectives, these doctors encountering very strange medical anomalies, weird medical cases, and, this is a collection of those weird things. Then I picked up If I Can't Have You by Greg Olson and Rebecca Morris. This is about Susan Powell and how she disappeared and then the subsequent death of her family. This is just such a absolutely fucking bananas case. It's so sad. It's heartbreaking. The story is horrible, and I had just re-listened to a podcast that covers it really well called Cold. If you have not listened to that and you're into true crime podcasts, that is just such a really, the person who put it together, he just did so much fucking work, and it's incredible, and I've listened to it twice. So like, I don't really do that often. I don't have the time to do that. There's just too many new things to listen to. So this case is heartbreaking and so strange. Josh Powell and his family are so fucking weird. They're just weird gremlin people. And I don't know. When people, you know, people who like true crime, they often talk about like, what's the one unsolved case you would solve? And I think for me, this would be it. Because I think we know what happened to Susan. However, I would really like to find her, if that's possible, you know? Then the last book we have before I get into my subscription books is another kind of medical nonfiction, maybe. This is When Rabbit Howls, and I don't know who authored this. It doesn't really say on the cover. But it's about a woman named Trudy Chase. Okay, so I guess maybe Trudy herself wrote it, possibly. But Trudy was a woman with dissociative identity disorder, which was formerly known as like multiple personality disorder. And she experienced a lot of trauma as a child, and this is what that book's about. Her personalities, she calls them the troops. So I've never read this, but I've heard it's really compelling. After there was a book that I read recently that deals with that topic, and it's really made me more interested in that. I've always really found that kind of interesting, and have watched nonfiction and fiction about it. So now I'm gonna read this book about it. Okay, so as far as my subscription packages go, I don't know if any of these actually, except for my Nightworms, were meant for this month, because there have been a lot of shipping delays, as you might know. So this came in a Fairy Loot package. I don't remember what package this month is supposed to be for, but I don't believe it's September. Probably August, possibly. So this is After Love by Tanya Byrne, and this is about a young woman who dies, and she will do anything to get back to her living lover. So it's like kind of like a ghostly love story. It seems nice. I don't know if this is necessarily something I'd pick up on my own, but maybe someday I'll get around to it. This, however, is totally something I'd read. This is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan, and this is about a woman named Ree whose sister is kidnapped by the Unseelie Court, and I believe Unseelie is like mystical creatures that are kind of human-like, but not exactly, and they're not fairies, I guess. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Probably not. It doesn't really matter. But her sister is kidnapped, and she has to go undercover in like this matchmaking scheme, kind of. Let's see how it's worded here. She has to pose as a potential bride for the Prince of the Fairies, and she's supposed to steal some things from the fairies in order to get her sister back. And man, this is just like, I am such a fool for stuff like this. If it's anything about like fairies and espionage and like fairy espionage or humans and fairy, I don't know. I'm gonna read this book, and I think I'll probably love it. So it's got some interesting stenciling and art on the hardcover, and it's got nice artwork under the cover as well. Hopefully my camera didn't freak out while I was doing that. Then for the Owl Crate, this is like a dark academia book, A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee, and this is about two young ladies who go to a sort of like a boarding school. It seems like this might not take place in the present day is what I'm trying to say. Holy shit. But one girl has a former girlfriend who disappeared, and one girl is like a budding writer, and they try to get to the bottom of these disappearances that have happened in the school. I don't know if they're deaths or disappearances, but this also has really beautiful artwork under the dust jacket, I mean, and also this, very cool. Love a planchette. Then for these next two books, these are from Nightworms from this month. So if you're waiting on your Nightworms package still, obviously skip forward unless you want spoilers. I also won't be talking about the synopsises because I have done an unboxing that I will link you to if you're interested. But we have The Forest by Lisa Quigley. So fucking excited to find this in my package because this is a book that I was planning on pre-ordering. And also My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. One of my most anticipated releases of this year. I cannot wait to get to it next month. Oh my god. What a fantastic set of books in this Nightworms package. So those are the books that I ended up picking up this month. If you've read any of these, I would love to hear what you thought about them. And I'd love to hear if there's anything you're super excited about finding this month. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Goodbye!